welcome to this show, which is all about Breaking Bad. And we're going to try to do this for other shows, probably eventually too, but for now, Breaking Bad's back. We're very excited. And fair warning, we're going to spoil the shit out of last night's episode and probably earlier seasons. So just a fair warning, be prepared for that. So
leave if you've not seen it yet. Just go.
Get out of here.
We love you, but come back after you've seen it. You can join the discussion.
So we're right back where we left off a year ago. I'm pretty sure it was a year ago. And we actually get a little bit more of future Walt, which is really cool. We've got our flash forward.
Cold
Walt.
open gets the flash forward.
Yeah, exactly. The season began with Walt in the Denny's with the beard, and he's got a different name. He took Skylar's maiden name, he was which I forgot what it was, but he took her maiden name, and then he made the bacon age thing, and everything's crazy. So we're right back to future Walt, and there's kids skateboarding in the pool, and we're like, where are we? Where are we?
And then he walks in and grabs the
spoiler. The ricin, which is crazy, and that ricin's been there. Yeah.
Okay, why don't we jump in right there as far as speculation goes, because my favorite part about Breaking Bad is just the freaking immense speculation that happens afterward. Who do you guys think Mr. White is going to use the ricin on?
Well, I've heard a lot of different theories. Maybe he'll use it on himself, which is crazy. And people were like, why doesn't he just shoot himself in the head? That's a quicker death or whatever. But I was thinking Prideful Walt wouldn't want people to think it was a suicide. Prideful Walt would want people to think he died in a blaze of glory, but also in the safest possible way.
But that's also going with the idea. You think that Walt's going to hit a point where he thinks that there's nowhere else to escape to, or he's sad about everything that happened?
Yeah,
I feel like he's crossed this line.
Yeah, he's not going. It won't be remorse, I don't think.
Right.
I think it would be the only thing that would take him down would be pride. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, or I mean, he's still a human being, regardless of the fact that he's like by definition a monster now.
Right.
He's not really that much human. There is some human quality still in him. I don't know if it's fully Heisenberg, like thinking about Walt, and Heisenberg kind of changing back into Walt a little bit, especially when he talks to Skylar, like in the episode when he's talking about all the mundane things, like where to move the air fresheners and shit.
Right next to the 5-hour energy.
Yeah, he's like trying to like delve into that world, but he can't.
Yeah.
I think there are 4 suspects. I think there's himself is one of them.
Okay.
Skylar, Jesse, and Mike, or not Mike, Hank.
Yeah.
Mike would be a crazy one because he's dead. That'd be a waste of ricin.
That would be a waste. Yeah.
But yeah,
Did you say Hank was dead?
No, Mike.
Oh, Mike. I was like, what?
Oh, yeah.
What did I miss?
You didn't see
I read
that?
a teleplay. No, yeah. So I think right now, I want to say like I want Jesse to come back, because that was my only gripe with last night's episode. Was I felt like Jesse's storyline was kind of lacking.
Yeah.
Because Jesse's either like science bitch, or he's like my life is
Money,
Well,
take
the
my
thing
money.
is,
I
like,
hate it.
Yeah.
Now that we've had time to stew over it, because like the initial shock once the episode was over is like, oh my god, amazing,
Freak out.
But now that we're thinking about it, this is probably the 3rd time we've seen Jesse hit rock bottom.
Yeah, well, because he had a dead girlfriend that Walter
The
White.
first sign of evil from Walter White.
Right.
And then when he killed Gale.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he's been spiraling since the kid got shot.
Yeah. Well, and then, I wonder, because the drug stuff was Jane, too. I was going to say he went into rehab, but that was with Jane.
Right.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he definitely has the ups and downs. I think probably the most interesting scene of the night was the whole Star Trek thing that's already been animated.
Yeah.
Someone
Vulture.
already animated
Yeah,
that shit.
yeah.
But so my main thing, right, so he does the whole Hello Carol thing in the beginning. She drops it. And then we're like, well, so that's the big... Is it because she knows something happened, or did she see something happen?
My theory is, and this is kind of cool, my theory is really cool, guys, I just wanted to say it, but no, what if Walt actually, because you were talking about the whole cancer thing, because we see him getting the...
I have a theory that he might be faking the cancer, and that, I don't think so, but it's something to toss around.
But if he is faking the cancer, then it kind of would explain the whole reason why Walt has gone off and taken another name. Maybe he's actually just like kind of killed himself. People think that he actually died. Maybe he faked his own death. And that's why we kind of get that Walt that when Carol sees him, she freaks the fuck out.
That being said, I don't think her freaking out is a good enough reason to base like that theory around, particularly because you see in the house it says Heisenberg. Like that house has become known for being this like mundane house that became the place that a drug lord, ruled
I'm sure it's common knowledge at that point.
So I would say I think her being shocked is not too much to read into.
Well, because then it's also who did the spray paint stuff. So is that like someone came in and killed his family? and they were like,
and maybe it's a message, huh?
I mean, I just assumed it'd be teenagers.
Oh
like
my
the
God, I didn't
lore.
think about that.
Oh, the lore of Heisenberg.
Yeah,
well,
maybe.
I'm thinking
kind of the town.
Well, but there's also what's her face? I'm gonna scroll. Lydia comes back and she's like, you're giving me a shitty product because you got Meth Damon, which is what you call them. Meth Damon making this subpar product, and then Skylar's all like, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Yeah.
But what if it's
Great
like
scene.
the cartel comes in and they're like, you fucked us?
Dude, I didn't even think about that. That's great, and it is like a big message, like Heisenberg, like maybe they know where he lives.
Yeah, because he was like, say my name in one of the last episodes.
Lydia girl, she's like a bird. And I want to just like.
Well, here's the cool thing about that scene. Like, there's really they love to do this thing in the show where they kind of like they switch roles with people. Like now, Walt is pretty much Gus at this point. He's kind of got the power.
Even
he's got
when he threw up, he put down the
exactly
paper towel.
the towel. Exactly,
Yeah,
and there's
great
another
moment.
theory there which is kind of cool, which I'll quickly get into in a bit. But the scene with Lydia talking to Walt at the car wash is very reminiscent of Walt coming to Gus at Pollos Hermanos for the first time.
Right.
Walt is trying to talk to Gus, and Gus is like, "Can I help you? You know, what do you want to order?"
You're right.
You
You're
know,
totally
it's
right. I didn't think about
very much
that.
like a kind of like switcheroo type thing.
Totally.
New theory. Walt gets his face blown off.
But not the left side, not the right side, the left side. Yeah.
To symbolize how Gus 2 got his face blown off.
And that episode would be called Full Face Off.
Yeah.
Starring
Most
Mel
face
Gibson.
off.
The most face up.
I'm sorry.
Well, okay, so the other thing I was going to say about Walt, so they said there was a theory online on Reddit that Walt is adopting the features of the people that he kills. So like the whole like putting the towel down to puke like Gus did, drinking a scotch on the rocks like Mike did after he killed Mike. And then people were saying like,
Is that what that was? Because I actually thought that was really cool, but for a different reason. Because I took it to mean that when Hank grabs the glasses or whatever, he's like, "You like it on the rocks, right?" Hank says it like he's known it for a while.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's not something he's necessarily adopted.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that he does that because having whiskey on the rocks is known as being like not the like hard like manly way to drink alcohol. It's kind of like the not say lamer. I mean I do it all the time, but it's like one of those tiny things where they show Walt just kind of like doing his own thing. Being even like in his own family, he doesn't have anything to prove. So even though Hank just had all these prisoners die, and it was because of Walt, he's still like, yeah, I'll take it with Walt.
he still
really
like
cool.
keeps his calm.
I think my main thing, though, I don't think he's faking cancer. I think he definitely he's having to deal with it again because it also happened before he even had a clue that Hank was like tracking him.
Yeah.
Because you get that crazy tracker scene. You have like the montage of him like going through the notebooks, and Hank's like, "I've been duped this entire time." I'm so torn because I'm still on Team Walter White. Like
I can't believe it. We were talking about this.
I can't be. How?
Yeah, I know. You need to explain yourself.
I'm not the only one, right? So there's also been like this whole thing.
There's also Walt.
No, there's also this thing about like the episodes that Skylar is heavily in are less viewed, even though technically Skylar is the voice of reason in the sense of you can't just like do this. You're crazy. You're crossing all the lines. Everyone, because we've been with Walter White this entire time, right? We empathize with him. He's the guy that essentially says, no, I'm not going to be everyone's bitch. I'm going to be the guy in the room that everyone looks to, whether they respect me or they fear me. I'm going to be the most powerful person. And everyone, I think, in some sense, at some time, wants to be that.
But it's power based on cowardice and luck and self-preservation.
Snaking your way out. But I will say
How
this too.
cowardice, though?
Well, cowardice because it's so him being like, there's so many sketchy moments of him like
In the beginning,
he's squirrely.
when he was finding himself. I think now he's a manipulator. He's a person that when you go against him, he's one of the he's a genius. I mean, he was the guy.
Well, he's a genius, but he doesn't do it alone. It's not him alone. Like when he took Gus out, he needed Tio. He needed the Hector Salamanca in the wheelchair, and he needed Saul. I mean, he was basically fucked if it wasn't for Hector.
But he keeps crossing these or getting over these hurdles.
My theory, the whole theory on the entire show, which is why I think it's one of, if not the best show ever. Would you guys say it's the best show ever?
It's the best show ever currently. I would say.
Okay.
It's one of them. I
It's
hate
one of
saying
them.
that because there's so many good ones.
It's so absolute, yeah. But I think like what makes it so amazing is you see this character who is a teacher that everybody can relate to, and then you have this drug world that no one can relate to, and watching this guy slowly devolve. And I think the reason that the audience roots for Walt and has rooted for Walt through 5 seasons is because they want the show to go on. Like we all, like you said, the audience responds most to ones that have less Skylar in it because we want to see like the bad, we want to see it happen. But now that it's wrapping up and everybody knows it's wrapping up, I think there's going to be a mental natural shift in the audience where it's kind of like, okay, like we supported you, but now it's time for you to freaking get what's coming to you.
It's also like a car crash. Like you can't help but you want to see, you want to look. You know, it's
spiral.
like Walt's destruction.
He's okay. So he's jumped the hurdles, right? So he went in and other people killed other people. You know, and he was able to manipulate people. The kid got shot. He didn't have to do it. But I mean, he is also the person that poisoned a kid. He didn't kill it, right? But he went after the kid, right? And then Mike was the first person he killed himself, right? And then all these other guys were murdered in prison.
Well, he hit the guys with the car and shot the guy in the head.
That's true. Actually, yeah, that's super true. But it was the first time I feel like, wait, no, that is right. He did do that.
But even in I thought the premiere was amazing. I think it was one of the best episodes of TV I've ever seen last night. Like I was freaking out about it. But even in last night's episode, when Jesse pulls out the Mike card and is like, "Hey, you," he's like, "You wouldn't. It's not your style." Whatever he says, it's like it's not like you to let somebody out go and have to look over your shoulder. And then Jesse's trying to give the money.
Oh, Jesse's totally done with the lies, basically. He sees right through them. You can tell.
But Jesse's trying to at least have some penance and give this money to Mike's granddaughter, and freaking Walt is like, don't do that. Like,
well,
that's
you can't.
Well,
okay, from his point of view, you can because you're gonna get caught.
But
with this $2.5 million.
Okay, but wait a minute.
Like, it's so evil.
I think
the bottom line is that they're all criminals. Like, I can't sympathize with criminals. It's very hard for me. Jesse, even though his moral compass is going haywire, like he's done with the meth world. He's done with the murdering. He watched a kid get murdered in front of his face when Meth Damon shot that kid, and he's done. He's done. He's seen too much shit. He's done too much shit. But he's still a criminal, and he's throwing money away. He's giving money to people. Whatever. It's nice. It feels good. He's a criminal. Walt's a criminal. Skyler's a criminal. Mike was a criminal. Gail was a criminal.
So
Gus.
Hank's the only good one left.
Really, honestly,
well,
and Walter
Hank
Jr.
and
the baby.
Well, so that's the thing. I mean, I'm wondering. It's all going to depend because there are 7 episodes, and I think that everything's going to happen so fast. Is the ricin maybe for his family because they're the last people that know? Is he going to kill his son?
Yeah.
Well, okay, I've got to.
If they're not already dead at that point.
We don't know. I know. Yeah. I mean, is that his memorial making the bacon, the age out of the bacon? Is that his missing Skylar? The fact that he took her surname, her maiden name, is that also a memorial to his wife? We don't know. But how about this theory, which is crazy? Fuck. What was it? Damn it. I lost it. Walt's
an alien.
Wait, what did you just say about the family? Or about?
He has a son named Malcolm.
Fuck you! I can't do that. Oh, I had such a cool theory. Damn it!
That's when Malcolm in the Middle starts.
I think the next thing that has to happen is Walt has to kill someone that's innocent, right? So whether it be,
but he's done that, right?
Well,
children.
But that happened in front of him. He never did it himself.
Yeah.
He knew that like the kid would be able to be safe, and he used that kid as a tool, right? But is he going to eliminate someone? Like, he knows that Skylar is going to tell on him with the police, or maybe she works with the police, and he just drops her, right? Is that going to happen?
Well,
because that has to be. I think that's the ultimate, because everyone else has been, like you said, involved in some way. In fact, Mike was probably the most. Because he had like this code, and he only I don't know. I feel like no, because he was also evil.
Well, here's Here's my theory, and I think I'm gonna stick to this, even though it's way early on. But I'm gonna stick to this.
Hey, let's do it.
I think that because right now Hank has nothing. All he knows is so Hank knows the truth.
Oh, which we didn't even talk about the garage.
We've got to get to that. In fact, we'll close on that.
Okay.
But really quick, Hank has nothing. He has no leverage. He knows everything about Walt, but Walt has so much over Hank. It's unbelievable.
What does he have over Hank?
Well, here's the biggest thing. So I guess we'll just talk about it. The garage scene.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing. One of the best moments. No one expected it.
Not to just happen.
I mean, and that's the thing. Yeah. Like, the episode had 10 minutes left or something?
Yeah, and I was like, okay, what's going to happen?
Yeah, and you see Walt.
You always think it's going to be one last shot or something, like the Lily of the Valley.
And even with so Sarah was just like, you guys need to just stop fucking with each other, because it's Walt going like, oh, what are you doing here? And it's Hank going like, work and shit. It's like, fuck you guys, like just do it already.
But even Walter has that moment where he's like, no, I'm turning around.
Yeah, that's the moment. He's standing there, and he stops, and I'm thinking, if this were real life, and both of these people know each other's secrets or whatever, and they know what's going on, and you walked away and you stood there for 2 minutes not saying a fucking word, you better fucking seal the deal and come back.
Yeah.
And you're just thinking, fuck. And then when Hank closes the fucking garage door, that is it. And that's the thing. You don't expect it.
It's so good.
Okay, so with that said, that scene's intense, whatever. Here's my theory. Walt, the thing that Walt has on Hank, which is the ultimate fuck you to Hank, unfortunately.
He has all his minerals.
Well,
they're minerals, Marie.
It's the minerals. That's the link to the whole series. It's the Deus Ex Machina. No, so
episode the minerals swoop in and save.
So let's say Hank has all this evidence. You know, he's got everything. He's ready to fucking crank down on Heisenberg. But what Walt has, and all he has to fucking do, is go to the DEA and say, he was in on it the whole time. Hank, he was in on it the whole time. You want proof? I paid for all of his hospital bills. And he did pay for all of his hospital bills.
That's interesting.
And there's no way Hank can get out of that. Hank is basically fucked. So my idea is, we've got Jesse at his low point right now. Again, he's very vulnerable. My idea is that Hank is going to go to Jesse, and Jesse is going to be Hank's like trump card. If Hank can get Jesse to confess to everything, then Walt is fucked. The ricin is for Jesse. I think Walt is going to go after Jesse because Jesse is the only key to fucking Walt, basically, at this point.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse, I mean, he's been unstable for like several seasons.
Yeah.
Even when he like comes back and then...
Yeah, and then especially if all the lies Walt has been like telling Jesse from day one, the fucking lies about, what's her name?
Lydia?
No, not Lydia, the girl that he was with.
Yeah, bitch in apartment
the girl
23.
who OD'd, yeah, exactly, her, and then
OD'd.
dude, and then the shit about Brock and all that. Like, I have a feeling if that shit comes out, Jesse knows.
I will say, too, the ricin is to my understanding, never been used in a way that would for any other reason than to protect Walt, not vengeance, not like anger, but like always doing it to somebody who needs to be eliminated. And also, Walt never hesitates to eliminate anybody who needs to be eliminated.
Well, yeah, it's all about self-preservation for him. He's like absolutely obsessed with the upper hand and surviving.
Yeah.
And the cancer thing is kind of like the biggest fuck you to that mentality because that's the one thing he literally has no control over.
I like that theory. I will say I think it's a little too early to make a theory because there's 7 episodes left. We have room for an entire new subplot to start. Like so many things can happen. So I'm so excited.
Still the best line. If you don't know who I am, then maybe the best course would be to tread lightly.
And it's crazy. It's a memorable line created for the entire series just in one episode last night. Just boom. We're just
when
gonna
he says it, Bryan Cranston's voice drops for tread lightly.
Yeah.
It's like tread lightly. It's perfect.
That's the thing. As far as Hank's concerned, I mean, the audience knows the truth about Walt. Even things that Hank may never know. But as far as Hank's concerned, with all the research he's been doing in that garage, Walt is like the ultimate fucking mastermind criminal. Like the worst criminal he'll ever meet in his life. Because every death, every crime, everything in those files that Hank is reading through, it all leads back to Walt, basically. So it just makes that moment where Walt says tread lightly to Hank so much more powerful. Because Hank's probably scared.
Well, he was like, you blew up a nursing home, you crazy person.
And when he says that too, you're like, as an audience member,
you're like, oh, that's right, he did that.
I should feel bad about that, but it was awesome, so I don't feel bad.
Because it looked really cool.
It was really cool, his face blew up. Yeah, no, I can't wait to see what happens.
All right, so that's it. Let's close this out, guys. Do you guys watch the preview for the next episode? Do you watch that?
Yeah. Also AMC. Thank you for making me wait 30 minutes of your new show so that I could just watch your stupid preview.
Oh my God, they did that?
Yeah, they were like, it's gonna be in the first commercial break, and it went 30 to 32 minutes. And because they were just trying to get, I think, the rating.
Oh my God, that's the sleaziest shit ever.
I wouldn't say it's the sleaziest.
I mean, it's whatever.
It's kind of hilarious.
Someone got a fucking raise for that at the office.
If I were to AMC, I'd be like, hey, put it after the new show.
Oh my God, I hate it. Well, but I don't watch those anyway. I stopped watching them during Lost because they're created by the network. Like
they're so bad,
and they're the worst.
They don't tell you anything.
Well, and not only that, it's like they can say whatever the fuck they want and make you like more.
Well, it's like Hank. It's like I could be the guy that takes him down, and
He's
then
a
like
monster.
and then there's just like a few things.
Yeah,
and it's interesting. I don't know. I'm glad that they don't do like Showtime. Showtime essentially shows you the entire next episode, and you're like, I know where this is gonna go. Okay, great.
All right, have fun, Dexter. Jeez.
Yeah,
Awesome.
right.
All right. Well, so let us know in the comments down below what was your favorite moment in the episode. What are your theories for the season, even though it's early? What's going to happen? How's it all going to end? What's Walt going to do with the rice? And whatever you want. And hopefully we'll be back for the next episode. Awesome. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah. I hope Walt gets away. I really do.
I think
You
you're
know
the
what?
only
Hold on.
one.
Let me read you this quote. Phil, I said this to Steve. Let me read
Oh, is
this
it Vince
quote.
Gillian?
Yeah. Let me
Yeah,
see if I can
yeah.
find
Please
it.
pull that up.
No, it's not Vince Gillian.
Oh,
Wait,
it's not
is
Vince
it the
Gillian.
victorious ending thing?
Let me see if I can find it. Where is it?
Because they say the ending is going to be victorious. That goes two
It really
ways.
does
So this
go
is
to-
But you
from-
get closure, not going to be like Sopranos.
This is from the cinematographer. He says, all I can tell you is two things. A, you will not be disappointed. I promise, I promise, I promise, I promise. B, every single storyline will be buttoned up and there will be no loose ends. It's going to redefine last seasons of television. It's going to redefine series finales, which are almost inevitably disappointing. This one will not disappoint. I have seen all 8 episodes. I've seen it through to the end, and I sat in front of my screen crying myself alone during the last couple of episodes.
Michael
That's from
Slovis,
Michael
right?
Slovis,
Yeah,
yeah.
Michael
Wow.
Slovis is the DP
So-
on the show, and he's directed a
Oh
couple
man, I
of
just
these.
got goosebumps.
I know.
Holy shit.
I know.
Okay. 7 more weeks.
Fuck, man. All right, well, we're all along for the ride together. We'll all discuss the show together,
My
and
nipples just
also,
got hard,
too.
I know,
That's
mine
weird.
too, right?
Cut glass.
But I'm also kind of horny, which is weird. But anyway, in the comments, let's talk more about the show down there. I know I'm going to join in because I'm such a furious fan. I'd love to chat with you guys about it down there. So let's talk, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye, guys.